What's up, everyone? Welcome to another cracka crumbs update. Kind of a mess in this update, so don't mind me. A couple things I wanted to go over. Probably should have wrote stuff down, but it's getting to the point where I'm forgetting to write stuff down now. So, but anyway, a couple things I want to talk about. One is the update I had before, which was a part 2. For some strange reason, YouTube cut it in half, and the first half, the first like 15 minutes of it, was not uploaded or got taken away. I don't know what the hell it was. And they basically started right in the middle. I tried to fix it on YouTube, but it deleted it for some reason. So now the whole thing I got rid of, and I had to go into my files and redo the whole thing, put it back together, and basically I put it up. It should be uploaded by now, so if you want to take a look, especially Sleepy Reader 666, who's one of my new subscribers that I thanked. Appreciate it. It does answer your question about the trade paperback, so you might want to check that one out. Dicky Shits is another subscriber that I got. Awesome name. Thanks for subscribing. I actually got some new subscribers as well. I got Deadpool Rules 91. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Schmo Daddy 2. Thank you. And California Collectibles. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I haven't gotten to all your videos, so everybody I just mentioned. So I will get to them and I will comment on them, so not to worry. But I really appreciate you subscribing. Let's go into a couple reviews that I'd like to go over. Just to kind of, this might be a little helpful, especially to some of my friends, because they were asking, what zeros they should get from DC, and what ones not to get. Especially Mongo Stomp Time 07 is an important one for you that you might want to watch in a second. So, I got a lot of zeros. I got almost all of them, except I think like maybe 3 of them, and I haven't read them all. I only read 3 so far. Detective Comics #0, I really liked it. That it was really cool. It was worth picking up. It was worth the $3.99. The next one I read today was Green Lantern #0, which actually was pretty interesting. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite of all of them, but it was, well, so far. But I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. They have this guy as the new Green Lantern. Basically, he's like a criminal, sort of, and it was really weird. Like, some of it was kind of like you're trying to figure it out. You're like, all right, what the hell's going on? It's funny because if you read a lot of the Green Lanterns, lately the rings have been. It looks like they're screwing up. Like this thing, when he gets the ring, it comes to him, and it says his name, which I really can't remember, but it says his name and it says you were able to overcome. And just before it finishes saying great fear, it says error, 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 like it was like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And then it says you're able to overcome great fear, and slides on his hand, and he turns into a lantern. So I'd like to see what happens with this guy, because like I said, it was kind of interesting. It was worth picking up. So to everyone out there who's trying to figure out what they want to get, this one's really one of those ones to get, as well as Detective Comics. That was cool. And the only other one I've read so far is Superman Action Comics #0. Which Mongo Stomp Time 07, 2 things you did point out. It's $3.99 compared to the $2.99 of the other ones. And you didn't pick this one up, and you were right not to. I'm not a huge Superman fan, but I do get pissed when they mess them up, and this one just sucked ass. Curse of Man, I know you didn't pick up any zeros. Stay away from this one, I don't know. There's just so much stuff, like, I guess, wrong with it. I think what they're trying to do is try to pick up off of, like, if you ever watch the Smallville TV show, it's almost like they're trying to copy it into comic form, I guess. I did get the first, I think, 3 issues or 4 issues of Action Comics, and the reason I got zero is because I wanted to put it in the collection, and I figured, what the hell. I wasn't really a huge fan of the Action Comics. I think a lot of the reasons I bought it because it was Superman. My friend Vinny is an unbelievably huge Superman fan. If there's anything to know about Superman, he knows it. And I actually asked him a question a long time ago, but it kind of explains a little bit on here. This thing, just a couple things I found wrong with it. If you look at Superman there, he's wearing a t-shirt. It looks like he's wearing a sheet. He's got jeans and a pair of shoes on. Now, the first page, Superman's going to like a shirt retailer, and he says he wants 200 shirts of this blue shirt, and which is, all well and good, whatever. But then he tells the guy that he wants this symbol on it. Real swift. It's like basically saying, "Hey, I'm Superman." Um, that's one weird thing. And the other thing is this is like set way before not only the 52, but I guess just things in general that happen, because Superman doesn't have all his powers. He jumps. He doesn't fly. I think he's got obviously has his invulnerability. I don't think he has super speed, not that I can remember, and I think he's got his heat vision, but no breath. Whatever it is, and it's weird. It's almost like he's, like I said, like Superboy or like Smallville, and it's strange because he lives with Jimmy Olsen. In this book, he's actually trying to find his own apartment. He doesn't know Lois Lane. He doesn't work for the Daily Planet. He works. I think he works some kind of like really like tabloid kind of thing. It's strange, but one of the things I found weird, and this goes into what my friend was saying, is Superman. He's trying to stop like a robbery or something, and he gets nailed with a missile and goes flying off the top of a building and smashes it into the ground. I had asked my friend a while ago. I was like, how the hell is that possible that if Superman gets nailed with a missile and it explodes, or he's caught in an explosion, how come it doesn't, rip or whatever it is? And he was saying that Superman projects an aura of invulnerability. Basically, whatever he's wearing is invulnerable. If he keeps something under his shirt and it's close to him, it's invulnerable. His cape, that's why sometimes his cape, like, the back end gets ripped, but the top part doesn't, because that part's invulnerable. It's weird. But I guess that's the creators of Superman figured, that's one way to go around him running around naked if he's indestructible. But in this story, after Superman gets thrown off of this building, this kid's shaking him, and Superman's like out cold from getting hit with a missile. And the kid takes his cape and runs off. And where it gets strange is the kid runs to like a house, and this other kid is getting beat up by, like, I don't know if his father or stepfather or foster father, whatever it is. And this kid's just getting, oh, I'm sorry, not the kid, well, the kid gets beat up, but the mother is getting beat up too, and the kid, yells at the guy and says, "Stop," and then the guy goes to stab the kid with a knife, and the kid pulls Superman's cape over his head, and the knife snaps, which, if his stuff's invulnerable when it's on him, how the hell is it invulnerable when it's off of him? So this kid basically breaks a knife in half just by using the cape, then turns around, wraps around his fist, and punches the guy, and the guy goes flying across the room. So, I don't know, it's just confusing as hell. And then later on in the story, the kids try to run away from this guy, and he follows them and tries to beat them up again, and throws one of the kids on the train tracks, and forces the other kid to watch the kid gets hit by the train. And just before he gets hit by the train, Superman drops down and stops the train, obviously, and takes his cape back and whatever. But honestly, like, if I did a rating system, which I usually don't, but on this thing, if I gave it a 1 to 10, this thing would be like probably maybe a 1 or less. Again, I'm happy it's in my collection because it fits the collection, but it's just not worth the $3.99. It really wasn't. So Mungo, Stop Time 07, Gary, you made a damn good decision by not buying it. Like I said, even my friend Vinny, he's a Superman fan. He's not even really a fan of these. He's not happy with the Action Comics, and that's saying something. Moving on. I I fulfilled one of my requests from Batman Comic 87. I see that a lot of people have put up a lot of comments. They like the collection. I really appreciate everyone, the kind words and saying that they like it. All I could say as a new subscribers, and everyone puts the comments, is you haven't seen anything yet. If you watch some of the older videos I have of my comic book collection, I did go through a couple boxes, but I'm determined now to finish the rest of my collection. I have a lot of boxes to go through still that I haven't filmed that I wanted to show people, because especially my friends, they're all like, "You should really show that. That's awesome." And I know I did a best of with my Marvel stuff, which it was just the ones that I thought were my favorites that were just cool. But eventually, like I said, I'm working on it now, actually, trying to get all the comic stuff done, because I had got another request a while ago, and I got a re-request saying, do I collect other things besides comics, and then can I show off stuff, and do I collect autographs and stuff like that? I do collect a lot of things, toys and stuff like that. I will get to them. Right now, I kind of want to just focus on the comics and get them done, and then I know people ask me about my DVDs and Blu-rays, so I'm going to try to do them. I'm also, for some strange reason, I don't know why, but I have been fixing my man cave, which man cave I loved. It was great, and it got destroyed a couple times, and I fixed it a couple times, and now I was telling everybody that I'm going to be taking it down for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to film boxing the stuff up so show everybody it was in there, because there's a lot of things I didn't show in the cave on some of my other videos, and it's actually, like I said, it's redone, and a lot of people want to see what it looks like, and you know, all the things that I had in there. So I'm going to actually be reboxing a lot of things, and then I'll show you the stuff that was in boxes I never took out, so you can take a look at that. That's coming around soon. But like I said, I don't know why I fixed the cave. I was going to just film it, just boxing it up, but for some reason I fixed it first. I think it was just a reflex. But my cave is coming down, like I said, for a lot of reasons, which I'm not really going to get into, but it's safer that way, I guess. My cave is coming down and boxed up. So yeah, that was that. And I did get a request, which was probably one of the weirdest requests I've ever gotten. And I'm going to get into that in a second, but one other thing I forgot to mention on my other update was with King Joe, where he was saying that how comics should be for kids, and I totally agree on that. It's gotten really out of hand with certain things, like you were saying, like with Batman and Catwoman and stuff like that. And honestly, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like back in the old days, you didn't have to see Batman nail Catwoman. It was not necessary. I know a lot of people were gonna get pissed, like, oh, it's just awesome. Yeah, all right, you know, whatever. That's fine. You know, people like it, they don't like it, whatever. Me, I'm a fan of the '80s comics. Those were my favorite years. All the '80s stuff. I mean, there were a couple ones that sucked, but that's when like I said, I grew up collecting the '80s, like you know, '70s, the '80s, and those were the stories I remember the most. And they were just great. Like, you didn't have to have all this stuff. Like, they just didn't need it. Like, if you look at Wolverine, he's a really great example. Wolverine back then was awesome. He was drawn well. He was like a mystery character. Like, he didn't know his past. You know, people loved it. He was a hero, but you know, he wasn't like the greatest of heroes. Like, he kind of walked on both sides of the line, I guess. And nowadays, like, you know, everyone knows that now he has a past. He's got an origin because he never really had one. And the creator always said that was the easiest way when he made him, is that just not give him an origin, because it was just, you know, I couldn't think of anything at the time. But now his origin, like I said, it gets out of hand. Like, now he's a serial killer. He was an assassin. He was obviously, because he's lived so long in the stories. Obviously, it could be a lot of things, and there's a lot of potential. But they just get out of hand with it. It's just like, you know, bring back the old Wolverine. You know, he was awesome that way. And that's, like you said, like, you know, kids nowadays, you know, they can't pick up a lot of comics. Like, I mean, if I had a little kid, I wouldn't let them read some of the ones that I read. Not that they're, you know, evil or anything. It's just that you look at it, you're like, really? I don't know. Whereas back then, you could let a kid read whatever he wanted, because there was nothing really too crazy in there. That's me. So like I said, King Joe, I totally agree with that. It's just that they're getting out of hand, and I think what it really is, they have to compete. They're trying to compete with movies. They're trying to compete with, you know, everything else, and it sucks. It sucks, and movies really are out of hand, and I'll have to go over that another time. But anyway, I'm going to leave everybody with the fulfillment of a request. Like I said, what I do every morning, which I'm going to show you in 1 second. Well, a little more than a second, don't want to lie there. But I want to thank everyone for watching, and you know, sending comments and all the support on things. And I appreciate all my new subscribers. Really do appreciate it. And like I said, if you like what you see, hit the little like button. If you're somebody new watching this, hit the subscribe button. That's about it. Yeah, and I'm gonna leave you with what I do every morning to fulfill a request that I got in my inbox. And enjoy. This is basically what I do every morning when I wake up. And it's not watch a movie or anything. This is what I do. Enjoy.
Somebody stop me! Uh-oh. Can't make the scene if you don't have the green. I better make a little stop.